People keep asking me if I'm back, and I haven't had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back to Minnesota from leave in the Peace Corps. But I'm going back to Ghana in a couple of days. But I'm going to make a hippie gunner video. Let's get to it.
Welcome back there, folks, to the Hippie Gunner channel. Today we will be reviewing the Ruger PC Carbine in 9mm. It is very similar to the Ruger 1022, but it is 9mm and is a lot heavier. Here we have a takedown model, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's only in a takedown model. It has interchangeable bolt handles and a magazine conversion kit for your Glock magazines. Now, I do not own a Glock, so we're just going to focus on the takedown ability, and you can put this in any backpack that you need to. Now, there's a caveat to this. This rifle is not light. My Ruger 1022 is much lighter in that regard. Now, put a red dot on it. The iron sights are good, but they're not great. They're not precision, but this is not a precision gun. Please excuse my hand gestures here. I don't know what I'm going to be pointing at when I'm speaking, but I do have to talk over this because the wind was just way too much for my camera, as you will see in the shooting segments. Anyway, what I am comparing here is the Ruger 1022 to the PC9 Carbine. And if you are familiar with the Ruger 1022 platform, you will be familiar with this platform. However, I do have some negative things to say about it, and that is weight. I do not like the weight. Even though it is a takedown rifle and you can fold it in half and put it in your backpack, I do not enjoy that the heavy bolt is in front of the hand and the barrel itself is also rather thick for a 9mm. When comparing it to the Keltec Sub 2000 or the High Point Carbine, the Sub 2000, the bolt is behind you, the weight is distributed better, but the buttstock is the only light part of this rifle, and everything from your shooting hand forward is very heavy, and I just don't find it all that relaxing. Now, the recoil is way noticeably heavier in comparison to a 22 LR. That is obvious, that is to be expected, but it's not really mitigated by having that very heavy bolt. So is it a nice shooter to have? Sure, if you want to go backyard plinking with some cheap 9mm, that's fine. But do I find it at all practical to be carrying around in the woods for hours and hours on end? Not necessarily. I would much rather have my Ruger 1022. The 22 LR, it packs a punch for what you need. It can kill a rabbit the same as a 9mm. Now, the PC9 Carbine comes into play as self-defense, a 9mm. That is what you can use it for. That is the caveat. But I still prefer my Ruger 1022. Maybe that's confirmation bias. I do not know. Anyway, on to the windy portion of the video.
People keep asking me what makes me hippie wick, and I didn't have an answer for them until I realized I hate wearing suits. I'm really good with firearms, and I'm also wearing Crocs. Now, this is American Eagle. We're going to go 5 rounds. I believe that was 5. Let's go check down range. I'm going to mark them. This was American Eagle. Let's go. Okay, next up we have Blazer Brass, not PMC. I am mistaken. I thought we were shooting PMC, but I guess we are shooting Blazer Brass ammunition, as I do not see the reason to put expensive ammunition through this gun, because I'm a Peace Corps volunteer and we can't afford expensive ammunition. I'm going to say that wasn't too awesome down there as far as the group with the American Eagle goes. Yeah. Let's see if it does any better. Now, I am shooting with a red dot at 50 yards, so it's a little iffy. Let's say that. But it does seem like it is sighted in, so let's give it a shot here, and we shall continue onward. I'm going to go top left. Aim tall, miss small. forgot to say that on the American Eagle I fired 6 shots, so it's a 6-round group, but it didn't help at all, I swear. So this is the Winchester really cheap crap. I can't remember what it's called, not at the moment. I just had a Ziploc full of this stuff. It's, you know, steel ammunition. So far with the American Eagle and the Blazer Brass, it is favoring low right from where I am aiming. So let's check this out. I'm gonna go high right, and it should print off the box, but that is okay. Now, that's final. John Wick would kind of suck as a character if he had a strong Minnesotan accent, you know there, bud. What we have here is we have a 5th round rank here somewhere out of these 4, and then they're all grouped into here, our extra 2. We got 1, 2, 3 that actually printed on there, and all of them hit at 50 yards, but my Ruger 1022 can shoot into about 1 inch at 50 yards, and my Savage Mark II can shoot about 1/2 inch at 50 yards, and that's with a 22. This 9mm is just not cutting it. I shot 3 different types of ammunition, and the best we can get out of it is about a 2.5 inch group at 50 yards, which means that you're shooting about a 5 inch group at 100 yards. So to say that this gun is accurate, no. To say that you could hit a rabbit at 100 yards, it's doable, but it's also a question mark, no matter how good of a shooter you are. So this gun is for 50 yards and in. Very sad to report, but that is the way it is. The 9mm is not as accurate as its counterpart, the Ruger 1022. Change magazines, only 14 round capacity. Like I said, if you want higher round capacity, you go to the Glock mags. If you get a Glock mag, 33 rounds, no problem. Now, this does have a last round bolt hold open, as you've seen. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's pretty standard fare. There's nothing really awesome about this gun, but it works, it's practical, and for all of you that have grown up as an American with a Ruger 1022, this is a nice little 9mm to have. John Wick doesn't really dual wield, he's more of a precision shot, but I have 2 Rugers here, and I've kind of always wanted to do this, so I'm going to do it. What would John Wick say? I don't know. It's probably something like, strange things are afoot at the Circle K. Something like that. This is the Ruger PC Carbine. It's a cool rifle. It's probably worth the money if you got it, especially if you're familiar with the Ruger 1022 and you want to upgrade to something a little bit more powerful, perhaps a home protection weapon, a rabbit weapon, who knows. But for now, I'm going to go return this to its proper owner, and I'm going to get in some AC because, while it may be hot in sub-Saharan Africa, it ain't humid, and this humidity is killing me.